I'm Slava Numenko, and this is part 2 of my customizing modern SharePoint with JavaScript demo. I'll talk about customizing SharePoint lists and forms. Before we look at how to customize list view in modern SharePoint, let's roll back and take a look how it used to work in classic SharePoint. In classic SharePoint, we relied on JS link property and template manager. Unfortunately, both of these are not available in modern SharePoint. To work around the limitations in modern SharePoint, I have created custom list event listener and custom customizer, both included in SPe.js library. The way it works is a bit different, however, user experience is pretty similar. All customizations we do with SPE methods are done by manipulating data object model. As the developer, all you have to do is create the event listener and pass it column label and the callback function. The actual invocation of list customizer is done in requests.js using delayed execution. To customize SharePoint list form, first problem we have to solve is how to load custom JavaScript. Since in modern SharePoint JS link property is not available, I have created custom mutation observer which sits on the form container and listens to the form loading, and after the form has been loaded, it invokes the callback function. The actual form customization is done by manipulating data object model in the browser. First, we get a whole bunch of references to different elements on the form. Then we hide some buttons we don't want. We handle mode, the form works, and we have 3 modes. So new mode, edit mode, and V mode. In the new mode, we populate default values for title field, requester name, and requester email. We get current user's properties basically from user profile. In the edit mode, the same fields, we make them read-only, and we also linkify the email. Then we add tabs to the form. The helper methods to create the tabs are available in SPE.js library. Please feel free to examine it yourself. And finally, for the view mode, we just add 3 horizontal lines to separate different sections on the form. In conclusion, I'd like to say that JavaScript injection has been a very important technique for customizing SharePoint functionality. I have been using it since 2007 days. Back then we used to insert JavaScript using SharePoint Designer and Content Editor web part. Of course, the golden days of JavaScript injections were 2013 SharePoint, when we had JS link property. Unfortunately, many of these techniques don't work today. However, with some imagination, you can still make it work, and I hope I have provided enough examples to illustrate this point.